Hello and welcome to episode 219 of the 77 Club. Harry, start with the socials.
Yes, the Wolf 77 Club on Facebook and Instagram, at 77 Club Podcast on Twitter. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify and rate us 5 stars.
The beg for followers continues. Jack Williams is here.
Hello.
And Dan Bayliss.
Hello.
Any winners at Cheltenham this week so far?
Had a few. Yeah, yesterday much better than today.
Oh, well, there you go. Harry, let's start with Newcastle away. If you're a Wolves fan travelling up all those steps, and if you make it to the top and you're still breathing correctly, then it's a good sign. But we were let down once again, weren't we, by VAR.
Oh my God, I don't know how to start on that. Before we get into that, because obviously it's probably going to be the thing we talk about the most, I think we've got to say on the day, ignoring that controversial decision, Newcastle were the much better team first half. We were very lucky to only going 1-0 down. And I think Lopetegui, we've praised him quite a lot, haven't we, on this podcast for his substitutions. But what I really like about him as well, when he does make a mistake, like he did away at City, like he did in this game by going to a 5, he always admits it. He always says, I got it wrong. And he did. He went to 5 at the back and then Newcastle scored close after. And also, I think a big mistake for me, first of all, I was shocked Podence was back in the starting lineup. And when he brought Adama off at half-time and left Podence on, I couldn't believe it. It shocked me. It was a terrible decision. Podence was awful again. I don't know what's happened to him. I know he hit the post, but rubbish for me. So, yeah, not good from Lopetegui. Not a good performance from the players. But the main talking point is that we've been shafted by the officials once again.
Andy Madley, isn't it, in charge of the game, Jack? And he was obviously a big part of Totti's goal that was not given as a goal at Anfield. It just seems that when one, there's never just one a season where you go, oh, that's where it happened. It seems to be happening more and more. And obviously, if Wolves are a side that don't score many goals, you probably notice a bit more than you normally would. But again, I mean, how has Nick Pope not been sent off?
Yeah, we've had a few this season, haven't we? When you think back to, obviously, that's the hilarious one. The Liverpool VAR one is just ridiculous, but there's a few other instances as well. Like, think at Nunes against Forest in the Cup when his boot came off and there's a few other things flying about. But going back to what Harry said, I totally agree. Newcastle, the better team. We didn't deserve to get anything from that game, and ultimately, that's what we got. The problem, though, is I think Newcastle's dominance of that first half really took off after that decision went against us, because watching that back or watching it, I was watching it on TV, I'm sure most people were as well, or even people watching it in the stands. My first reaction when seeing that live was penalty. And I think even the most honest Newcastle fans, when they saw that live, would have been, oh shit, like he's messed up there because he's let the ball get away from him and then he's brought the player down. And fair enough, right? The referee's a long way away. My first question would be, the linesman's closest there. He should be saying something in the first instance. And then when it goes to VAR, I mean, I'm not quite sure what they're looking at if they don't think that constitutes a clear and obvious error, and they're going to go with the on-field decision. The on-field decision that's been made by somebody who's got a blocked view on the other half of the pitch. And they're not even saying to him, okay, maybe you should go and have a look at that, because he nicks the ball away. He gets taken out, Raul does. And they don't even think they should have a look at it. The only thing I can think of is that the fact that they might think that Raul purposely initiated the contact or pushed into him a little bit, and that's gone against him. But anywhere else on the pitch, that is just it's a foul. It's not even close. It's just blown straight away without even thinking about it. The only thing that I can think of, actually, and I know it's stupid, is the fact that they think, hang on, if they give a foul here and a penalty, they also have to send him off. There's nothing they can do, and they didn't want to do that because they thought that's a bit too over the top. But within the rules, it's to not even get a penalty from that when they say that VAR was brought in for all these clear and, to get rid of the real stinking decisions, and then to not even get us thrown that bone. And then on top of that, Newcastle went on to dominate the half and really should have been probably more than one goal up at half time. But I just don't know. You don't know what to do, dear, because it's just getting to the point where if these decisions can't be brought back and looked at in these circumstances, then what is the point in it being there? And you point to the Liverpool away game in the Cup, you point to that one. and just think, what's the point? And so I know it's bad, but you start getting back to conspiracy theories again, and you're thinking like, are they purposely using the VAR to make it A, an interesting relegation battle right to the end, and B, an interesting top 4 battle right to the end because it markets the product better? And if you're not even having a look at that after it's clearly a foul in the box, after the keeper has lost possession of the ball and is trying to recover, then what's the point? What are you going to look at?
Dan, what is the point?
I totally agree. I think we've said it before, haven't we? This is a game for professionals being officiated by idiots. It's a mockery. I wouldn't have minded if he'd have just said, no, that's it. VAR looked at it. He had a look at it again and thought Raul had made the contact. But then he's nearly on the halfway line when it happens. Why not go and have a look at the monitor? Like, surely that's the whole point of having that screen down by the dugouts. Do you know what the other thing is? It wouldn't have been like that if it was Man City or Liverpool. The penalty would have been given absolutely instantly. Grealish, I've seen do it this season. Same thing. He
100%.
takes the touch, he puts his body weight into the keeper, goes down like a sack of shit, penalty.
Or if it had been Newcastle, because the home fans would have reacted.
Who's the idiot referee that does the punditry? I forget his name.
Dermot
Peter
O'Gallagher.
Walton.
That's it, Dermot
Oh,
It might as well be Dermot O'Leary.
Dermot Gallagher.
I'm sure he said how the refs were absolutely marvellous and it was completely the correct decision not to have a look at it. But...
To be fair, on Ref Watch, no, everyone said penalty.
Yeah,
everyone I've seen so far professionally has said penalty.
Wow.
The pundits said penalty. The Newcastle fans have said penalty. The ex-referees have said penalty. But
so the only 3 people in the entire country to say it wasn't a penalty are the 3 that were responsible for doing the game.
Yeah,
and everyone on Match of the Day.
I actually don't blame the referee too much because he was so far away and couldn't see it, but he's got to be looking to his linesman. Otherwise, his linesman isn't just there for offside. And then it goes to somebody who's got all the angles in a video studio in bloody Stockley Park. And he's like, nah. Well, that's not a game-changing moment, which literally changed the game. Newcastle battered us after that.
You know it's to blame, don't you? Howard Webb, apparently, wasn't it his decision to go more with the on-field decision? So that's why VAR didn't check it, apparently. Because that was a new thing that's being drilled in. If the referee, if you watch it, he's miles away. Instantly, it happens. He just starts wagging his finger like, no. So Howard Webb, man, blame him.
If Raul hadn't got there first, I would have happily waved it away and said, nah, he's just made a meal of it. But he nicks the ball. He poaches it. Oh.
This nonsense about saying, go with the on-field decision, that's fine if it's applied consistently. But we all know if that was Liverpool against Newcastle, there's no way they wouldn't have not looked at that. That'd have been straight in there. Oh, God, we better check it because we're scared of the repercussions here. We're scared of what's going on. And that's it. It ultimately comes down to which team's got the most clout as to whether they look at these decisions or not, in my opinion. But I think it's justified with the way it's going. It's just stupid.
Well, Nick Pope did exactly the same against Liverpool, didn't he? He got sent off. That's exactly the same. And in exactly the same scenario that you just said. But it is funny, Jack, when you mention things like, they must have realised that if they gave the penalty, they'd have to send him off. But that thinking wasn't in place at Southampton when he still sent Lemina off, even though he knew that it didn't know it was going to be a second yellow card until he sort of too late, no turning back. So, it's just consistently inconsistent, isn't it? Now, Harry, I don't know if I'm being hypercritical and I've been thinking about it for a few weeks, but sort of held back a little bit because I thought we'll give him time and we're doing a lot better since the restart and obviously since Lopetegui came in. And we're always saying on the podcast, he's really quick to change it. He's using all the substitutions. That's brilliant. When he sees a problem, he makes a sub. And I'm thinking, has he ever got the starting lineup right in a game this season?
Yeah, he has a couple of times. Lopetegui you on about, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
great that he uses 5 subs, but he's changing half of his team.
He still don't know what his best team is, does he? So, but he has a few times. I'm trying to think now.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm trying to think because we haven't really
Liverpool at home. We
Fulham away. We absolutely dominated that first half. Villa away, absolutely dominated that first half. So we have got a couple of selections right, and he has reacted in game to change it. Like Spurs when he went 5 at the back against Spurs at home, that was a brilliant move, but it was a mistake against Newcastle, and it's been a mistake before when he played it at Forest in the Cup. So, but what I like about him, like I've just said, he admits it. He says, I'm wrong. And the bloke has took us from 20th to 13th. Yes, it's very tight. I know there's only 5 points in it, from 13th down to 20th. But he's it was a really poor team that he took over. Really, I know he's had the transfer window and confidence was low, and it's not going to be perfect, is it? If we were winning every game every week and not making any mistakes and had a striker scoring 15 to 20 goals, we'd be pushing for the top 4 every year. We're not perfect. He's a brilliant manager, and I love the fact, like I say, I keep repeating myself, he admits that he's made mistakes, and he still don't know his best team. I don't know the best team. I've got no idea what our best formation and best team is, and he's a world-class manager, and he don't know either. So it's anybody's guess, and let's just hope he can sort it. I think we're going to be okay. I know it's not looking good when you look at the table, but I still believe we'll be fine. And I get your point, though, Sam. I know he gets a lot of praise, which he should, for how he's turned it around. But I get what you mean, because there has been a few howlers with his starting 11s. There's no doubt.
Do you know what I think went wrong on Sunday with these substitutions? And because we looked quite good, we looked better in the second half, didn't we? And we looked like we could go on and score. And then we basically scored instantly after he made was it a triple substitution he made? And I think we scored too soon after that, and we just didn't know what to do, because he's made those substitutions in mind with the fact that we are going to be basically Newcastle sitting back and we're going to be going for the equaliser. And as soon as he's made them, the dynamics changed and we're going to be sitting back and they're going to be coming at us. I still think we just, taking Neves off, we just looked instantly poorer. He was probably without.
I thought he had a bad game, Jack, Neves. I didn't think Neves was very...
yeah, but after he went off, I thought it was worse, to be brutally honest. Nobody was good. Lamina was poor, Johnny was poor, I thought. Players who've done quite well in recent weeks we looked a bit all over the place. Who was our man of the match in that game? It's really difficult to even think.
Frankie Chad for scoring. But Neves, isn't Neves one booking away from a 2-game ban? So that people were saying that was probably in the back of his mind, so we weren't really fully committed to the game. He was quiet for Neves' standards, I thought.
But when does that reset?
Not for a while. I think it's just going to happen, but we probably need him for Leeds and Forest, really.
Exactly. So if he'd have got booked, we'd have missed him for the next 2 games, which would have been terrible for us.
I have to say that was as bad as we've been. Really?
I think 4-0 at home to Leicester was worse when we lost 4-0 at home.
Leicester had 4 shots. Newcastle battered us.
They did. First half, that one, when they hit the bar off the header, wasn't it? But hold on. I just want to say, I completely forgot about this. Obviously, we had the penalty incident, and their free kick wasn't a foul. Raul completely got the ball.
No.
So it was double whammy straight away. But as I say, Newcastle, we can't blame Newcastle for the referees, and they were really good.
At the same time, what are we doing marking set pieces? Because if I was a team with a decent couple of big guys, I'd be all over Wolves. I think, who was it that was marking? Was it Johnny was marking that Isaac?
Yeah.
There was a 1.5 difference in it.
I mean,
Johnny was shocking. Johnny had a bad game.
It seems like our big centre-backs, Dawson and Kilman, they do the zoner marking and the man marking goes to the dwarfs.
I can happily say if it wasn't for Craig Dawson at the back, it should have easily been 5-1, if not 6 or 7.
It's true, isn't it, Harry? I think Bayliss made the point, I think, on Sunday during the game, is that if it doesn't land on his head, it's probably going to be a shot on goal.
Yeah, no, it is true. And we had a lot of luck that first half as well. Obviously, Dawson was heroics, but like I say, that one at the bar, Saar pulled off a couple of saves. They missed a few sitters. It was a miracle that it was only 1-0. But probably justified.
Do you know who was absolutely shocking? Kilman.
Yeah. So was Johnny, though.
There was a lot of it going on there. Just some of our passing and some of the decision making around the back, and just we couldn't string a pass together, and we're doing stupid things like playing it across the back, getting pressed and closed down, and panicking, and then going back to hit from Saar or from Kilman, or it was just all over the place at points.
It's unforced errors, isn't it, with Kilman? I find he puts himself under pressure and then invites it on. And for me, it's things that shouldn't be happening. The ball's at his feet, or it's a misplaced pass, or it's a poor touch. I don't know.
That Isaac caused us problems, didn't he? He's so quick. He just ran straight at the heart of our defence, and we were like, shit. Like when we played Liverpool away, when Jota just ran at us, we don't like it. There's a striker with a bit of pace, he just runs at the heart of our defence.
Isn't it?
They just backpedal. But I've just got to bring it up. Is the goal drought over? Is Hwang Hee-chan a striker?
Weirdly, I was about to say that. Are we counting Hwang as a striker? I mean,
I could have scored that.
I think you actually could have done, to be honest with you. Yeah, I know we give you some stick because you think you're better than most of the Wolves players, but I think you could have scored that.
But he's a winger, isn't he, Hwang? He's not out and out centre forward. So I think we've still got that voodoo on us.
Well,
It's quite funny though, isn't it? Obviously, not even that ball then, because Jimenez did all right in the goal, but he didn't even fall to the striker. He couldn't even end the goal drought with that. He fell to Wang. So
That's the thing, and he probably would have taken the penalty, wouldn't he? Might be
again,
Neves, I suppose.
it's that same worrying thing, isn't it? That we have these moments where we look good and we look safe and we go and get a win somewhere. Then we have moments like that where if we'd have gone away to Newcastle, lost 2-1 and been a decent performance, you'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Got to win the next one. Now you're thinking, oh, we were so bad. What's going to happen against Leeds?
I don't think it's that though. I think it's more just the results of the weekend and just how you would have predicted that Bournemouth would have beat Liverpool, and just all the teams seem to be scrapping and picking up points. Like Southampton got a point at Man United, Everton won. So it was a really big game for us, and a point would have been really, really good at least. Obviously a win would have been lovely, but we needed to get something really just because of the way other results have gone, because that table has just closed up a little bit, because it looked like we were pretty clear. And in the last couple of games, it's closed up a bit just because everyone's scrapping and teams are picking up points. It's going to go down to the wire. But, you got to look at our sort of next couple of games, really, and think that, particularly with Leeds at home, this is getting into the realms of, I don't want to say must win, because that's thrown around too much, but just definitely don't lose, must not lose, really, because we'll get dragged straight back into it again.
6 points now does define the season. 6 points the next two pretty much puts Forest, Leeds right in the shit, us nearly safe.
I think so. I agree.
The problem is as well is that actually when you look at the table, Forest have got a game in hand. Leicester, West Ham, Bournemouth, and Leeds all have games in hand, and it's Leeds are the furthest away in that group, and they're 4 points behind. So I mean, it could be potentially how the games go. Obviously, the teams at the bottom don't win all the time. That's why they're there. But still, Harry, it's quite concerned, isn't it? But let's talk about Leeds. And Jack saying it's not quite a must-win, but I think with 11 games left, it's not far off, is it?
I think it is a must-win, personally. We've had a few games now where we've gone into it. I mean, I think Bournemouth was the same the other week when we lost 1-0, but then we seemed to pick up a result after. But yeah, it's huge because they picked up a point, didn't they, against Brighton. Bamford looked sharp. I saw a bit some of the highlights, and I don't know, because I have like PTSD from that game when we were 2-0 up and they come back and beat us 3-2. So let's hope something like that don't happen again.
The start of the rot, wasn't it? I think for Bruno Lage.
I keep saying it, and I bang on about the atmosphere a lot. And for me, the atmosphere has been shocking. We really need Molineux to get behind the lads, especially if it's 0-0 after 20 minutes and we're on the back foot a bit. We just got to hope that the South Bank turn up, because they haven't properly for a while. Apart from the Liverpool 3-0 win. It's been a very, very poor season for atmosphere for me, but I'm nervous, and I'm not as confident I have been. Like, I was confident going to the Newcastle game, but if we don't start picking a consistent 11 now, it might bite us on the ass a bit. I think it's time for him just to pick what he thinks is the best and just stick with it for a few games.
I do think at the same time, go on.
It could be one of those results where if it goes badly, everything else could go quite badly. I mean, Forest have got Newcastle at home on Friday night, and then Bournemouth are away at Villa, Leicester away at Brentford, Southampton at home to Spurs, Everton away at Chelsea. So there could be a couple of results in there that do go against us potentially, but there are some other tricky fixtures in there as well.
I think it's a really dangerous weekend. Like, Leeds now know really openly they can come and have a go at Wolves. They know that Wolves will shit their pants because we've just done it. And if I were Leeds now, I'd just be like, right, let's get at these lot. Let's stick them under as much pressure as we can for half an hour and see if they bottle it like they did last week.
So what do we do, Jack? Try and ring the changes. There's João Gomez.
Did anyone else lose, Sam?
No, we all missed that.
Your internet went then.
Really? Did I drop out?
Yeah.
Sorry. In my laptop's
I heard something. I think you asked about João Gomez and Leeds United. I think
João Gomez is on the bench, not doing anything at the moment. Do you think it's time he came into the starting 11?
I don't know about starting 11 because he's not played enough, really, has he? He's had that one cameo where obviously he scored against Southampton, and to be honest, at the time, I think I said that. I was surprised to see him feature that quickly, and then since then he's not featured at all, has he? Really? Maybe like a little bit part sub appearance, very, very late on. I can't quite remember. So, just team wise, I mean, just don't know again. Do you? It's really difficult. I mean, Nunes was dropped, which was interesting against Newcastle, but arguably deserved with the way he's been playing. Jimenez, not scoring, but has been all right, really, overall in his play. So I think he deserves to justify his place. Podence.
Does he?
Jimenez. Yeah, I think
God,
so.
I thought he was one of the worst on Saturday.
No, I think he was too bad.
Sunday.
I
think it was all right.
Paul, I've just got Paul's comment up. Neto did look good when he come on.
Yeah.
To be fair to him, he did change it, but then he was shocking when he started against Spurs. So that's what I mean. People who come off the bench seem to look really good. Then they get a chance at starting, then they're crap. Unless you're Podence, who's crap when he comes on and crap when he starts.
Without his goals, we'd be bottom.
That's it, isn't it? You can't drop your top scorer on 5. I mean, I know it's sort of the World Cup's thrown it all out a little bit, but when your top scorer's on 5 and it's March,
Neves as well, isn't it? Don't do our boy like that. Neves has got 5 as well.
And do you think he'll come back in? Do you think obviously what we just said is an integral part? Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah, he's got to, isn't he? If he gets booked against Leeds, so be it. He misses Forest, and I think Leeds. Well, they're both massive games, but in a way, just hope that I wanted to get it out of the way. If he's going to play like he did against Newcastle because it's in the back of his mind, I'd rather him just get it out of the way.
Score prediction, Jack?
Oh, it's really difficult one, this, isn't it? But you'd hope. We do seem to usually get a response after a bad result, don't we? At least in terms of performance. As I said, I've got no idea what the starting lineup's going to be. It's just who knows, because a lot of players will be struggling to probably justify their place after that. But I like to think we'll get a response and get a result. So I'm quite actually confident. I'm going to go 2-0 Wolves.
Bayliss?
I think Leeds are going to come at us and cause some problems. I think 1-1 probably.
And Harry?
So, I was going to say the 4-1. No, I'm not confident. Usually, the last few weeks I've been confident. The result hasn't really gone our way, so I'm not confident. So I'm actually going to go for a Leeds victory, 2-1 to Leeds. I hope that jinxes us and it reverses and we win. But yeah, I've really got a bad feeling about the game, and I don't know why.
Wow, it comes to something when Harry is not optimistic. So we'll wait and see. I think we'll win. Just basically in more of hope than expectation. But let's get your latest betting odds and ticket news whilst I go and get my laptop charger.
Professional.
Bye. Obviously, the bookies have got a little bit else to be interested in this week, so football odds aren't great. Done a few, did a little bet builder, then a few scorecasts. The bet builder: Wolves to win, both teams to score, Hwang to score a goal, and 4+ corners each team, 18-1.
Oh, that's quite low, isn't it? Is it quite tight odds then? I guess because it's anyone's guess, isn't it, who could win this? We've been underdogs, haven't we, lately?
I went with a 1-1 draw. Neves to score first, 35-1. 2-1 Wolves. Traore first goal, 55-1. And then Harry, I did it because I thought you were going to say it. 4-1 Wolves. Nelson Semedo first goal.
Oh, nice. Not 8,000-1 like against Newcastle, I don't think, but a few hundred.
No,
1,000-1.
1,500-1.
Wow.
God.
I actually put 50p on it, the Newcastle game.
I noticed how the stakes been going less and less and less.
It'll be 10p soon.
Yeah.
We were just saying. Go on. I'm just saying before we came on air that Harry and I both backed Newcastle half-time, Wolves full-time, and we thought that had a chance of coming in when we went to 1-1, but obviously then we
massive odds
just didn't respond. Really big, odds.
Yeah.
80-1 about that.
I've also had a look at the Cheltenham card to see if there's anything Wolves related. Couldn't find too much.
No Cody. What was that one called?
Cool
Cody.
Has run.
I
think he ran today or he's running tomorrow, but he's not really a Wolves player anymore, is he?
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
He likes Liverpool things now.
So ticket news, I'm trying to have a look. Actually, I think the Wolves website's down because the only thing available to buy is Wolves women versus Huddersfield Town women. That's the only thing I can actually see any information for. So I can't see how many tickets are left for Leeds. I can't see how many tickets are left for Chelsea. I'm going to guess probably very few for either of them. Yeah. So not much going on there. The only other thing to mention is the away game at Forest, which is on sale. I think the first day of the points was today for the point sales and the people who won the ballot. 2,955 tickets for those, and those won't stick around along with it being such a big game. And that's all I can give you at the moment. That's all I've got. Sorry.
Well, there you go. These things happen. Harry, let's talk about Cunha and a photo, I think, that surfaced on social media.
Yeah, he put on his Instagram story, didn't he, of him in a leg brace, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, what's happened?" Because he was obviously on the bench against Newcastle, didn't come on, but apparently it was a slightly old video from just after Fulham, because he went off, didn't he, against Fulham. But I think he's okay. But everyone was like, "Oh my god, just our luck, he's out again." So hopefully, unless I don't know if when's Lopetegui's press conference will be tomorrow or the next day, won't it? But hopefully he's all right, because Raul will definitely have to start then.
They do it on precaution, don't they? A lot of the times, you see these players leaving on crutches with their ankles wrapped up, and it's only just because they don't want to put any weight on it.
Speaking of injuries, Ebanks Blake of the Sylvan kind is apparently suing his surgeon after unnecessary surgery that he says ended his career. He's going to sue the surgeon for millions of pounds, claiming his top flight career was ended by an operation that he didn't need. Harry, you saw this, and you made the point actually that he's only 37 now. So I mean, there's probably quite.
I'll just guess what Sam said there, but yeah, going off the back of what we heard. No, I was at that game when he broke his leg. It was Birmingham away. We won 3-2. It was the relegation season, and the master that is Dean Saunders. And when he eventually did come back after that injury, he was shocking. And I read the article. He had something done to his ankle, and it gave him keyhole surgery, which apparently he didn't need. It gave him arthritis, and he was never the same again. He just dropped down the leagues, didn't he? And God, the fact he's only 37 now, and that was 10 years ago when he had that injury. 27 in his prime, obviously amazing for Wolves. But I reckon he might win this. I reckon he might win this case, because he would have. I think he would have got a move to the Premier League if he didn't snap his leg for us. Because obviously he was still banging in the goals in that season, and we ended up getting relegated. But he's still my favourite ever striker at Wolves as well. I'd take him with one leg now. He'd probably do a better job than our three strikers.
Can I just say, just for the purpose, remember, Sam, when you moved into your new place? You at your new place now? The one where you were bragging about your broadband speed?
How's that going
for you?
I've got a 97 megabyte per second upload speed, so I don't know what the problem is.
Weird.
Works 90% of the time, all the time.
Yeah. I've been missold it.
Yeah, it's just intermittent.
What are my rights?
I don't know. I'm not mine.
Can you hear me? Is anyone there?
Is this the first time ever a footballer sued, though, for a leg break?
Very much doubt
it. I doubt it. I mean,
one we've heard of. I can't remember any.
I wouldn't have thought they're very successful, though, because it's like I don't know really. I don't know anything about this. It's probably quite a specialist area.
Well, his argument was they fixed the bit. It was his tibula or fibula that he snapped. Yeah. So that bit was fixed as he wanted, but then the surgeon just randomly decided to do something to his ankle and didn't need to be done. So he might have a case.
It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because you would always be talked through what the problem might be or what could go wrong, and do you still want to go ahead with it? Shall I just stop talking?
No, you're fine. You haven't cut out.
Oh, okay.
You know what it reminds me of? It just comes to my head. Do you know Mike Bassett?
Mike Bassett.
You can imagine Ebanks Blake lay there going, "It's my tibula, it's snapped," and he goes, "Yeah, get your pants down, groin." Your internet didn't drop out, Sam. I just don't know why. It just made me laugh thinking of that.
Oh, I thought you meant when he's answering the previous question, and then yeah, that's what I thought.
I think it's the captain, isn't it? Yeah. He goes, "Yeah, it's me wrist." He's right. Get your pants off, man. Let's rub your groin down.
I mean, he may have something to keep an eye on, though. Hoever has been banging in the goals from right back, apparently, Harry.
Yeah, so 3 goals in 2 games. And I said to Bayliss before we come on, I saw such a funny tweet a Stoke fan put on. We've been trying to find a 20-goal a season striker for the past 3 seasons. It turns out we've got it in a third choice Wolves right back. He took his goals really well. If you look him up, if you haven't seen them,
I did see
obviously
him,
the one the other night was a fairly simple one, but a couple of goals before the game before was really good.
To be fair, 3 and 2 is actually quite prolific by Wolves standards.
Should we put him up front? Should we just get him back and put him up front?
Yeah.
Why not?
I know his attitude's terrible and he's a pretty awful footballer at this level. But to be honest, I'm running out of ideas at this point to put the ball in the back of the net. I'm still laughing at the fact that you and Jack had Newcastle half-time, Wolves full-time, because that means we have to score 2 at least.
Yeah.
There you go. Harry, you have a quiz. You've put some time aside during your busy week to do another quiz, which we look forward to now. So I'll pass over to you.
Yeah, just before we get into the quiz, I'm just going to quickly mention, we've got to mention that Neves interview he did. I know we've spoke about it a few times, but he has come out, hasn't he, and said he does love it at Wolves, but he really wants Champions League football. So I think that pretty much means he's gone 100% now, isn't it?
Nah, so do I. I want Champions League football as well, I can say. We're both on the same, glad we're on the same page.
He's gone, man.
I think we've had him probably for a season longer than we were expecting / probably should have done if Barcelona could run themselves, not like some kind of football overlords, which is what they seem to do and get away with it every year. That transfer probably would have gone through, wouldn't it? Let's face it. I mean, we were talking on the podcast last year, or in the summer, which was last year, about how he was crying and last home game of the season, and he had tears in his eyes and stuff, and that was pretty much his goodbye, because it did look a bit weird when he then turned up again for this season.
Yeah, that was... I think all the teams that were interested in him ended up signing midfielders anyway, didn't they? So, But, yeah, so the quiz... What I'm going to say straight away, I wrote down on my notes in capital letters, Bayliss, show me your hands.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
The other week, Bayliss did cheat in the quiz.
I'll put it
can you
behind
put your
my
phone
screen.
down?
Ready?
Yeah. Good. That's it. And don't go on Google.
Get the other one.
Because he was calling out...
You burn a phone.
He was calling out these names the other week, and we were like, bloody hell, Bayliss, fair play. What a guess. Turns out.
Because we'd have been there all night looking like idiots if I hadn't got
Anyway, so this quiz this week.
Oh, yeah, you're helping us by cheating.
He's such a team player.
I got the first 3 or 4.
Same, yeah, because you cheated. So same format. You all help each other. We'll start with Bayliss. We'll let him go first. Go to Sam, Jack. You're all helping each other, trying to get. So I've got 11 players wrote down here. There could be more, but these are the 11 I've got. So it's players, footballers that have played for both Leeds and Wolves.
Ooh.
So obviously there's a few that you can probably get straight away that are easy. It'll get harder, but when it gets harder, I will give big clues to help you because, let's be honest, you three are crap. So Bayliss, let's start. A player that's played for Wolves and Leeds. A few should spring to your mind straight away. Come on.
Should they?
Yes.
I mean, you go in first.
Where's your phone, Dan? Get your phone.
Yeah, I didn't put it in. You haven't got your phone.
I don't know.
Left back. Think of a left back.
They've played for both Wolves
There's a couple
and
of
Leeds
them.
throughout their career. Come on, Bayliss.
Jay Bothroyd.
But yeah.
No,
That's
but
not
I
correct.
can't believe you're struggling already.
He scored
We've got
against
no-
Leeds. He scored a
Yeah,
screamer.
Sam.
actually.
Can I? I'll
No
go.
idea.
I'll go for Andy Keogh.
Wow, Sam, that is a great pick because that's one of the ones I wrote right down at the bottom thinking you
Yeah.
wouldn't get. How did you know that? I
That's
didn't know
it. It always sticks in my head that one. I don't know.
I
why.
didn't know he started off his career there before he went to Scunthorpe, so that is a
Yeah.
great start, Sam. You've got one of the hard ones. Jack,
Barry Douglas.
brilliant.
That's
That
the
was one
one
of
I
the easy
was-
ones. It's from the same sort of era, Bayliss, you know.
I wouldn't know
Bit of a
any. I couldn't
winger.
name many Leeds players.
Wolves and Leeds.
Yeah,
One of them
exactly. I could. Yeah, but in general, I couldn't name many Leeds players other than Harry Kewell and Mark Viduka. I'm pretty much stunned.
Right,
Bloody
okay,
hell, from 20
Bayliss.
years ago.
Right,
Where'd you
Bayliss,
get-
just
where'd you
mute
get your
yourself. Let's
coffee
go back
from?
to Sam. Go on then, Sam. You
Oh.
go. Because Bayliss said
Hi
it's
there.
busy.
Where'd you get your coffee from?
Yeah, where'd you get your coffee
Gary
from? Michael Berg got it.
Fuck
That's
you
what you were
now.
looking for.
I'm gonna go for. Can I go for Robbie Keane?
Brilliant.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Yeah, okay, I should have got that.
That's like the main one.
So that's 4 down. We've got 11 to get. You've got 4.
Did Michael Gray also
Oh
play?
my god, Jack.
I would.
Brilliant.
I was going to say
Brilliant.
that.
I wrote that far down again. That is a great pick. I would never have got that. I've looked at the list and I still couldn't remember him playing for Leeds. So brilliant. Michael Gray. Obviously a bit shit for us when he was a bit old when he come to us. But
He was all right.
Bayliss, you want to punt a guess? Just name
Give me an
a
era
player?
or give me something.
So centre half, brilliant with his head, had feet like toothpicks. Back in the Mick McCarthy era, early days, before the Prem.
For the Prem.
Shares a name of a current defender we've got. Can't give you more clues than that.
Come on, Dan. The shittest defender we've ever had. The one
the header
that gives
away
away
from
penalties for.
Roger Johnson.
Oh,
Doncaster away.
like
What?
Sam Dranty.
Doncaster
Neil
away.
Collins.
Neil Collins,
Oh.
there we go. Wolves and Leeds. Back Jack, can you pick out any other?
It's Sam's go.
No, he just got it wrong. I went round to Sam.
Neil
Gordon
Collins.
Johnson is the worst.
Do you want
defender
a clue, Jack?
I don't know why I've got this in my head. This might be wrong. It might be complete nonsense, but I want to say Anthony Ford.
No, that wasn't a bad
No,
guess.
all right,
No. So, shall I go to Bailey? Shall I go back to Sam? Because
Well, Dan was
I'll
struggling
give you a
at
clue.
number one.
I'll give you a clue. He played centre half in the playoff final with Lescott when we got promoted. With a 3-0 win against Sheffield United, he played centre half with
I
Lescott.
was there.
Well, you
I
should
was
know,
the only one in
shouldn't
this room there.
you? I was there. I was there.
Oh, were you there? Sorry. The other two weren't. They were on a.
You were there.
Don't have a go.
You were there on
your
your
phone.
Don't change the subject. It's not talking about why you were there.
Were you there or were you?
Who played
Were you watching on your phone?
Paul, what's his name? Played centre.
No, it's not that. It's you can have his real last name.
Who is it then? I don't know.
No, think of like someone who goes around and helps rich people. You've probably had one growing up.
Yeah, what you
A butler.
That's what I was saying. Paul Butler. I just couldn't get his surname.
He probably
Paul
had one.
Butler. Paul Butler, that's a good one. Sam, back round to you.
Oh, I'm going to have a clue, I think.
That's a great
Oh my
clue.
God, that's killed me, that has.
This lad was a wonder kid, played with a tag on when he was at Birmingham. Was at Liverpool for probably the best part of his career. Was on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, and made himself a tit. He was on Jeremy Kyle. He's only on loan at us. Made his debut against Huddersfield. I might just give you the name. I've given that many clues. Winger, right winger, super kid, started off at Arsenal.
Darren Potter.
Ali Adier.
Oh, yeah.
In that same sort of era, though.
Jeffers.
No, he's a winger,
No.
right winger. If someone gets in the comments, I'll give it to him.
Oh, Jermaine Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant, yes,
Pennant,
played for
of course.
Leeds and Wolves, yes.
Forgot
He's
about
only on
him.
loan for us. Michael Bird's got it in the comments. Look, there we go. So we've got a goalkeeper to get, which is really hard. We've got a left back, and we've got another striker. So there's three.
Oh, Michael Oakes.
No. Anyone want to? The goalkeeper's really hard. I think he
Paul
played.
Jones.
You might get it. Is it the one who played for Liverpool?
Paul Jones.
No.
No.
He might have played for Leeds, but he's on my list.
I don't know. Let's come back to the keeper. Who are the other ones?
A
Someone in the
striker.
comments might get it.
Boss would have
striker.
been given gold and black now. We've had this striker's come up with the quiz before. If I say his nationality, you'll get it straight away. And I had no clue he played for Leeds. I had no clue. I couldn't believe
Say his
it.
nationality. Let's see if Dan gets
Welsh.
it.
Vokes.
Sam Vokes, yeah. He played for Leeds and Wolves.
I was going with.
Do you want to get your phone back, Dan?
We've got...
So many Leeds players. I could not name a single Leeds player.
Anybody Wolves players?
Also Wolves players.
Yeah.
I could name a
Probably
list.
name
of
the,
Wolves
you could
players.
probably name the Leeds hockey players if he was doing that. The left back is a tough one, but if Seb was here, you'd get it straight away because he looks like Seb. I used to say he looked like Seb a bit. When he played for Wolves, he was very old. Left back under McCarthy, around the era of Neil Collins. First season.
Jackie McNamara.
No, but he would play instead of him. He was really old. I think his hair was receding actually when he played for us.
Irwin.
Bit small, no, left-footed.
Left back.
That's a clue.
Oh, Jamie Clapham.
Yes.
Oh.
So you got one more to get. This is quite a hard one. Shall I
Is
give
this
you
the
his
keeper?
initials?
Yeah.
A-L.
Andy Lonergan.
Yes, there we go. That's all 11.
Well done.
Well done,
I tried to
Harry.
look at a picture of Jamie
Did
Clapham
Lonergan
to see
play
if he
for
looks like Seb.
Liverpool? Who am I thinking of? He went to Liverpool.
Yeah, he did.
It
Didn't he?
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pennant did, yeah.
No, Lonergan. Didn't Lonergan?
Oh, Lonergan. Oh,
Yeah.
Was that after it? Didn't he play in the...
He was on the bench for the Champions League or something.
Yeah,
That's it,
And everyone was
yeah.
like, "How the hell's he done that?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Rubbish
Yeah.
for us." I think that's right. But yeah, though, like I say, as I do, disclaimer: there probably is more, but these are the only ones I researched. So
There you go. If they're not on Harry's bit of paper, then they do not count. Great quiz. Again, Harry. Love that. Bayliss, atrocious.
I'll do one.
Terrible.
Next week. I'm going to write.
I'll tell you what, next week, Bayless, you can have your phone and you can cheat because it makes the podcast sound. He's insane.
I'm still reeling at Butler. Absolutely
Got
genius.
it. You just fucking.
You were saying Paul. I don't know his last name. Paul. Give me a clue.
Yeah, it was
you
like
had one
coming
growing
to me.
up. Butler, straight away.
An accountant. A broker.
Paul
Wads of
Pony.
cash. Wads of cash.
Paul Bag of Cash.
Still think Gary Starbucks.
Privilege. Right, wrap it up.
Oh, lovely.
Wow.
All right, we'll say goodbye to Harry Manson,
Full hockey stick. Okay, see you, everybody.
Jack Williams.
Bye.
And Daniel Nanny Bayliss.
Goodbye. I've just got to go and nip to get the helicopter to Cheltenham tomorrow.
Paul Footman.
There'll be a butler at Cheltenham.
Paul the Silver Spoon. All right, it's a goodbye from me. Goodbye.